You're tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network, featuring news, interviews, and commentary on all things Black Hollywood. Hollywood redefined. From Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is Black Hollywood Live, Portraits, featuring intimate, in-depth interviews with Black Hollywood stars and influencers. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host for Black Hollywood Live, Portraits, Dario Kristen.
Hey, what's up, everybody? You're watching Black Hollywood Live Portraits. I'm your host, Dario Kristen. Joining me in the studio today is the lovely Courtney Stewart.
Thank you. Hello, everybody.
And the best DJ in the land, DJ Jesse J.
What up?
And we have a very special guest with us today. You know him from some of our favorite shows, including Full House, Smart Guy, The Game, and now he is one of the stars of ABC Family's Baby's Daddy. Tahj Mowry is with us today. How you doing, man?
Welcome,
Good.
welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us.
Of course. Yeah.
We've watched you grow up on television, man. It's like an honor to have you up in here.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot. I appreciate that.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna take it back to the beginning. You know, we're gonna start, at infancy right now.
Oh, I'm like,
no, I'm kidding.
do I remember any
So
of
you
that?
came out.
So when you came out of the womb,
Yeah.
no,
How was that?
How was that experience? No, you come from a military family.
I do, yeah.
And you grew up. You were born in Hawaii, Honolulu.
Yeah.
Now, coming from a military family, were your parents strict with you growing up and your
very
siblings?
strict, yeah. I'm a very clean person. I'm very neat and very tidy and organized, and that's all because of my parents. Because there was like a pair of shorts on the floor, like couldn't go outside to play, or the bed wasn't tight, tucked in. Bounce the quarter. No, we didn't have to bounce the quarter,
really?
but like,
I was like,
but
wow.
it did have to be like tight, and so yeah, that's why I'm very clean, and I don't have a lot of patience when it comes to people who aren't like me, which is everyone. So I'm just like, but no, I'm just very clean, and so I was very strict growing up, but that's why I'm the way I am now. So
Yeah.
I'm thankful for it, and I will raise my kids the same way.
Now, are you
Not
gonna-
as bad though.
Are you always on time? Like, cause I know that's part of.
No, that I have a little problem with sometimes. I'll be on time if you have a car come get me.
I feel you. Okay.
But like if not,
If you
if
make
not,
sure
I'll
I'm
even
there.
be early. Like, but if you want me to drive there, then there may be a little bit of no. But I try really hard. I don't know what it is.
I know
Because
what
you're
it is.
doing all
It's
of your
BP
tasks.
time.
I was
That's what
gonna
it is.
say. I was like, I know what it
But
is.
I do too. I was just trying to.
Be politically correct.
Correct.
That's exactly what it is. No, I've gotten better though. I'm trying to work on it.
Now,
But
you ever-
I'm not ever like an hour late. But like it's like 5-10 minutes here and there. Yeah.
Listen, I understand. I cannot say nothing.
It ain't
Yeah.
really that. Right.
None of
then
us,
he
yeah,
sure
right.
I can't say nothing. Now, you have a really diverse background. I mean, I know that I've seen in other interviews that a lot of people don't know what you are.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
And I know
yeah.
your mother is Bohemian and your father is
Yeah,
of
my
English descent.
my mom's side it's Native American and her family was from the Bahamas. So and then my dad is English, so
And was culture celebrated a lot in your house? Like, did you experience kind of both going to where both
not
parents
really.
are from?
We were just black.
Yeah.
Like
You're like, it's real simple.
so that's the bubble I fill in. You know what I mean? Like,
You don't hit
but
other
yeah,
and
no,
then write all the
yeah,
words?
no, I
All
don't.
off.
I used to always wonder. I'm like, should I? And I'm like, nah. Because then I gotta like put what it is, and it's just
Right.
too much. So I'm just like, yeah.
And now, what were you like as a kid? Because you got a lot of energy. So were you you have two older sisters, Tia and
Yeah.
Tamara. Were you a mischievous little brother, or were you
I was
the cool little kid?
I was very energetic. Like that's why my mom put me into acting because I was just way too hyper. I needed something to like harness it to. But yeah, so I was just very, very active and always looking for an adventure. I loved exploring and so I loved I used to steal golf carts on
Wow.
Paramount's lot and drive around the back lot. So yeah.
you were like, yes, I am
Yeah,
mischievous.
yeah.
Yes, or was.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And then you start off with commercials, and
Yeah.
then you moved into your first show was Who's the Boss, where you
Yes,
had
that was my first guest star role in a TV show. So yeah,
How'd you even get started in the business?
with Tony Danza.
With Tony Danza, the man.
Yeah. um, I don't my like I said, I was just I used to memorize a commercial like right off the bat when I would watch it, and then I'd like perform it in the living room. So and I was always just dancing and doing stuff. So my mom was like, "Okay, we need to put this kid somewhere." And then I just started getting all these commercials, and then started getting into the TV world, and it was just something I liked doing.
Who had the most influence within your family to kind of that made you want to get into acting?
It was probably my mom because
Yeah.
she became my manager, and through her putting me into this, I fell in love with it rather quickly and knew what I was doing. I was never doing it just because, my mom was like, "We need to go to this audition." You know what I mean? I really enjoyed it,
Mm-hmm.
and it was fun for me. So and I love it now, which is why I do it. So yeah.
Were you still going to school at the same time?
Yeah,
Like,
when
were
I went to normal school, I always say
Normal school.
normal school.
actual school throughout my whole life, and just was tutored during those times I was working or on set. So I was never homeschooled or anything like that. So I think that's one of the reasons that, kept me from, getting into too much trouble, here and there. And, just being involved with, the kids at school, like the normal kids, not being around, actors all the time.
Right.
So, and I think that sort of messes with kids' heads a little bit when they're only around fellow actors or
Yeah.
always on a set, or if you are in school, it's just you and like a tutor all the time. Like, I don't feel like you get the necessary things that you need to have to grow up. So I'm very thankful my parents left me in actual school. So when I wasn't shooting, I was, with the rest of the kids at school.
They
Did
give
you
you a
run
nice
into-
balance.
At public school too, at that, you know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay.
So it was never, I kept that, my parents made sure they kept that balance.
Yeah.
Were there challenges with that, though, dealing with
Um,
your peers and knowing that you were in teams sometimes?
Excuse me. I always tend to cough when there's a mic, like right in my, I'm sorry. Sorry. No, it went through stages. Sometimes it was like the coolest thing ever to be like the actor at school, and then like the older I got, the more I started seeing sort of a jealousy type thing happen. So it was like, oh my God, these kids hate me. Like, I'm never here. You know what I mean? So, but I made sure I kept my real friends close. And, the kids I grew up playing football with and running track with and those people. So, but then once high school hit, it all was awesome. Like, I'm one of those few people I think that actually really enjoyed high school. I had a blast. Like, I feel like everyone hates high school, but I had a really fun time in high school. So, yeah, middle school was sort of like that, the middle part that was like, some kids were like, oh, like, he thinks he's so cool. And I'm like, going to normal school.
Right.
Like, what are you talking about?
Right,
Like, I'm sorry.
I'm
Like,
here with you.
Well, they were probably really jealous when you were cast as Teddy on Full House. I mean, that show was a phenomenon. I mean, everybody. It's still. I mean, I still can't turn on TV without it coming on all the time.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think it took me. I've said this before in an interview, but I never really, even as an adult, I never really understood how big Full House was
Yeah.
and how much of a classic it is until I did a TV Guide sort of anniversary type special for the show. And I was realizing during the interview, I was like, whoa, this was kind of a big show, huh? Like, and I'm a part of it. So it's like, it's really cool. It's really cool.
And what was
Yeah.
it like working with like John Stamos and Bob Saget,
It's
the
really,
Olsen twins?
it was awesome. Bob was always one of my favorites. The twins were great. I remember, being tutored in the same room, hanging out, attempting to do schoolwork. But no, it was always fun. 2 birthdays ago, John Stamos said happy birthday to me, and because me and Bob had the same birthday.
Oh.
So, yeah, I thought that was really cool. And I'm close with Candace. She's a family friend. She's really close with Tamira. So, yeah, I see her probably the most out of the Full House
Any funny
bunch.
stories on set? I mean, being that
Of Full
young
House?
with all the kids.
I always tell this story. I don't know if I should, but I will. No, it's funny because like I always memorized my lines. Like it was just something that has always come easy to me, um, which is why I did so well in high school because I just memorized everything. So I was like not really learning. I was just memorizing, and then I got to
Made it
college
sound
and I
like
was
you
like,
was-
wait, I have to read. I was like, oh wait, whoa,
Like, this is a
whoa,
little
whoa.
different.
Wait a minute, you mean I actually have to do work? So no, but growing up doing Full House, I remember being in a scene, and the twins were so young that they didn't memorize their lines. Like they just didn't.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, wait, I know my lines. So why is there like a lady like hunched over like whispering like they would have someone whisper the line
Oh,
to
into
them
the
like
ear.
in the scene. Like and I used to just be like, wait, like
You're
why
like,
don't
that's
you
not
just,
fair.
can you help me out? Like, you know what I mean? But that was one of my favorite memories of Full House. Not the whole time. Like, this was just when they were little and they
Yeah.
couldn't memorize their lines. But I used to always be like, wonder, why is that? Why don't I want someone to help me memorize my lines? But it's just something that's always come easy to. I'm sure they would have had someone if I couldn't memorize my lines, but I just always thought that was funny.
You wanted the one-upper.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of the fans of the show want you guys to do a real reunion special. And I know
Yeah.
I've seen that you've been open to that. Do you think it'll
Yeah,
happen?
no, there's been like little talks of it. And of course, I mean, it's, how I got my start pretty much on
Yeah.
sitcoms. So I would never be the one to be like, no, I'm not. You know what I mean? There was a Smart Guy reunion and I'd do that too. That Smart Guy made me a household, you know what I mean? Like people loved those shows. So I'm totally down for those things. And just to be around, that group of people that you grew up with for a while would be amazing, and I think
Yeah.
the fans would like love it. So
I think they would go crazy.
yeah, I think so. Hey, I'd totally be open for that.
Now, from Full House, you moved on. You were working with your sisters a little bit on Sister to Sister.
Right.
Now, what was that experience like? Because you are the little brother on set with them.
Yeah,
was it
it's-
easy to work with family, or
Oh
is
yeah,
it challenging?
oh no, it's very easy. It's very fun. It doesn't seem like work at all. If anything, it's more laughing because you grew up with these people,
Right.
so they're your siblings. So it just makes it that more fun, and yeah, I always have had a blast working with them, and it's just like hanging out at the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you just have to say lines, so like it's a little different. But yeah, I did Sister 3 times, and a lot of people don't know this, but each time was a different character,
I saw that. Yeah.
which is the weirdest thing.
I thought it was a
ever.
typo on
'Cause,
IMDb. I was
no,
like, wait,
it's
you played
so
different characters.
weird. I have no, because the first time I was, I think just a kid in like a mall, and then the second time I was their like cousin, and then the third time I was TJ from Smart Guy. So it was like a crossover.
Yeah, that's the one I remember.
I've always been a fan of the crossover. Like it makes no sense to me, but somehow it happens all the time.
We love it.
And
The crossover.
so yeah, I'm proud to say that I played 3 different characters in a 3-year time. It wasn't even like a 10-year time. Like they forgot that I was on it before. Like no, it was like the episode before.
Yeah, you were like episode
I was
1,
like,
and episode 3,
2.
you were totally
Yeah.
different.
So yeah,
All those years you were memorizing.
Right.
which was it made me a better actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just 3 different. I'm joking. Are you kidding me? No.
We
So
were-
much weight.
Jesse and I were like,
So
yeah.
You're like, yeah,
No,
for
I was
sure.
I was still feeding into
I'm
the
mad.
Ashley Olsen thing.
Oh
Looking for the line.
yeah.
Now, working with your sisters today, I mean, I know you guys all kind of started off, even though there's a difference in age, but you guys started off kind of in the same
the
time
sa-
period.
yeah, at the same time,
Did they, while you were on set, did they give you any advice or kind of like
We've
prep
gi-
you for anything?
Yeah, we've given each other advice still now to this day. Like I'll go over to Tamara's house to coach her for something, run her lines with her, or if I am working with them, we're going over the scene prior, and yeah, there's always been that sort of helpful vibe between each other. And since we did start at the same time, pretty much, there's not like they don't ask me more than I ask them or anything. It's just like if we need help, we just go, and it's not like. Yeah, it's pretty natural, and it's just like it's cool because it's family. So.
Yeah, and you had mentioned that your mom was your manager, and I know she manages your sister as well.
Yeah.
We're in the time of like where we hear all these crazy stories about momagers, and we got Kris Jenner
Dance
and dance moms.
Yeah.
And what was your experience like working with your mom? I mean, was she hard on you? I read in something that you said your mom is somebody who'll tell you when something goes wrong
Oh,
real quick.
yeah. I'll be
She'll-
like, Ma, look at these new pants. Aren't these fly? She'll be like, nope. Take them off. I'm like, they must be pretty bad then. But she's just very honest. She's very blunt. And I think that's why, she's very well respected in the industry, but she's the nicest person ever. So she's also respected on that aspect. She, when she needs to get, business into business mode, she does that very well. But then she's just really chill too, and she could come to a taping of my show and just, chill. Like, you know what I mean? So she definitely has that balance going, which makes it cool to, talk to her as well, because you can go to her as a manager or you can go to her as a mom, and we've sort of like mastered that sort of balance to where like I can just tell in the tone of her voice if it's a business call. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's easy to separate
Yeah.
the two.
Yeah, because if it's just a call for me, she'll be like, "Hey, boo," like, you know what I mean? But if it's a bitch, she's like, "All right, so we need to talk about this. You have this. I'm like, "All right, this is a real phone call. Love you." Like, you know what I mean? But the balance is great though. It's fun.
And as far as like growing up, like going to school and being on TV, and
Yeah.
was religion a big factor in your
Yeah,
family?
yeah. I don't like to say religion, but we grew up Christian, and Christianity is all about just the relationship you have with Jesus, and so we're very faith driven, and our faith is very important to us. So yeah, that was definitely, still is to this day, the most important thing about myself. So yeah, and it made me who I am, and I think that's why our family is like, I like to think we're pretty normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so
Together.
compared to other families, but yeah. So thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus. And then you moved on to Smart Guy.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you were what, like 11 years old?
When I started, I did the pilot when I was 10, and I finished when I was like 13, 14. So yeah.
So being so young, was there pressure on you? Did you feel any pressure to be leading that show? I mean, you were like a really young kid.
Yeah, I did. It was funny because I didn't really, like, I knew I was the lead, but it's so fun for me, and it always has been fun, that it was just like, I didn't think about that. Like, oh my God, like, people, like, I'm responsible for, like, this show. You know what I mean? This is, like, my show. So I'm like, I never thought of it that way. And I feel like if you do think of it that way, then it's just not going to turn out right, and you're going to be stressed all the time. And so yeah, it was just fun, and that's how I am with every role. I try not to put too much pressure on myself, and I just have fun, because I'm blessed to be able to do something that I really love. So it helps to like actually like what you're doing. So just have fun, you know what I mean, and don't think of it as like it is your job, but I don't like to think of it as like a job, like, because then I'll just be stressed the whole time.
Was it kind of easy for you to fit into that role? I mean, you were telling us earlier that while being on TV, you still had to go to regular school.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I mean, in essence, that kind of is similar to Smart Guy. You know,
Right.
you had to go into high school and be with, a different
Right,
generation of
yeah.
people. Was that any type of, as far as acting goes,
Yeah.
how did you learn to kind of keep up with the high schoolers?
I think sports played a big part in that, because I'd literally be on set, and then, after network run through, I'd go straight to football practice. So I was never like completely missing from like the childhood life. It was always just very balanced. So I don't feel in any way that I like missed out on like any of my childhood experiences,
Yeah.
because I was always still a kid. And then in high school, I wasn't acting at all. So, that gave me a chance to go to prom and, play sports and be like, a normal high school kid. So, yeah.
So you had your goals. I'm saying from Smart Guy, where you were a little kid who had to play a high school.
Yeah.
And moving forward into actual high school, did you already have plans like, oh, I know what I'm going to make sure I'm doing with the girls that I'm going to date?
Not really. First day of high school is like, there's no feeling like that, and it's never like how you thought of it at all. Like, whether it's a good or bad thing. It's just complete. I don't think nothing prepares you for. I don't think anything can prepare you for high school. Really, it's its own thing. Yeah, no, I didn't learn anything from. Yeah,
On the show, you guys seem like a real family. I mean, it was like Essence Atkins, it was
Yeah.
Jason Weaver,
Yeah.
Omar. What was it like on and off set for you guys? Was it really that way while you were filming?
Oh yeah, definitely. They were all basically like family, and obviously it wasn't like it is now with the show I'm working on, where I can like go out for drinks after the show. 'Cause I'm like 12, so like I'm going home. But it was still awesome, and it was like I had more siblings and more parents to, to talk to or go to things about. And yeah, it was just it was a really fun time, and everyone was great. I still run into camera operators from Smart Guy that worked on Baby Daddy for a little bit. So it's just like this world of crew members that you constantly keep seeing, and it just takes you back to like that the good old days. And yeah, it's fun.
And you kind of basically went through puberty on television, pretty much.
Yeah,
So,
thank God not
started
fully
it.
though.
Yeah.
You're
I'm
just
so glad.
starting.
Now that I think about it, I'm so glad I stopped acting in high school, cause like that's when you start getting the pimples.
yeah, it's
and,
a lot
like,
going on.
I'm like, no red carpet events for me, like for like a good 2 years. No, but yeah. So,
And there was no proactive back then.
no, but
No proactive.
Yes,
I
there
think
was. That was the height of proactive.
I think it
Was it?
just had come
It was
out.
like where you couldn't just get it everywhere.
Oh,
Like, it
no,
was
no, you
special.
had to order that.
You had to order
Then
online.
you had to
only.
wait like a
You couldn't go
month.
to the mall. You couldn't go to the mall.
Yeah, you could not go to the. Now you can get it out of like vending machines.
No,
I'm like,
I was
what?
in Macy's and it was in a vending machine
Yeah.
at Macy's.
Yeah.
You can get anything out of. You can get iPods out of vending
Yeah.
machines.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
At your
Yeah.
supermarket.
It's another
Yeah,
world.
you're like, need an iPod. Let me pay $300 real quick into this vending machine.
That's what I needed as I was
So
getting some
weird.
Well,
milk.
is it tough for you to look back now and like watch some of the shows, and be like, oh man, like being a little kid and kind of watching yourself as an adult now and seeing yourself as a kid?
Yeah, it's always awkward. I mean, it's just like seeing like when a friend comes over and your mom shows the naked photo. You know what I mean? It's just like that, because you're just like. But for me, it's a little bit worse because like it's all online, so it's just like I'm constantly seeing this GIF of me like doing something retarded
Smart
in
Guy.
Smart Guy, and I'm just like, someone made this, or like really hilarious memes, which those are fun though. I feel honored to like be like a meme. Like that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. No, but yeah. So if you're ever bored, just look up Tahj Mowry GIF, and like
GIF?
the funniest things
Sounds
will
come
pop
up.
up. Like, and you're just gonna be like, what? I didn't make any of them, so don't blame me for what you see. But no, it's kind of embarrassing all the time, especially, and friends even now to this day will be like, look what I'm watching, and like send a text, and I'm just like, F you.
When you're
know,
younger,
like-
did you used to watch it at all, like with your friends or anything?
Yeah, that was fine, I think. But now it's just a little awkward. It's even awkward watching like this, like Baby Daddy. Like I just like, I'm not. I enjoy watching myself just so I can see how it turns out. But
Yeah.
I'm not like a huge fan of it because like I'm a perfectionist also. So I'll like rewind a scene
Only
like
see everything
12
you're doing.
times, and
Yeah.
I'll just be like, was that okay? Like even though I know I can't go back
And
do
do anything
it.
about it, yeah.
So it's just like, so yeah, but I tend to like speed through things I'm in just to get the gist of how I did. I don't want to know if I did bad. Anyone else can tell me it was bad, but I don't want to see it.
Now that show was really groundbreaking because of course it had an all black, pretty much black
Yeah.
cast for the main characters.
Yeah.
Do you think that was something that's helped actors today?
Yeah.
Because during that time period we had like The Family Matters and
Yeah.
and Smart Guy and those type of shows that really showed a full black cast.
Well, yeah, I think that was sort of the best era for TV because it was, even though it was an entirely black show or something like Family Matters, even though that whole entire cast was black, it didn't feel like a black show.
Right.
And I feel like sometimes the black shows that are out now, they like feel black, like purposely, and you're just like, all right, like that wasn't necessary. Like, so I just really, I think that's why people gravitated towards like Sister Sister and like
Yeah.
Wayne's Brothers
Yeah.
and Smart Guy, because even though it was you know, a predominantly black cast, like any race felt comfortable watching it, and we hit on issues that every color goes through.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's sort of missing nowadays. And people say it all the time. There's no TV's not like it used to be. You can't sit down really with your family and watch like a really good sitcom really anymore, except for Baby Daddy.
Except for Baby Daddy.
Which is one of the things that I was so appealed to about the show, because I had a sense of a colorless TV show.
Yeah.
So, and that's the word I like to use when I don't see like a color barrier, which are roles that I like to do, because anyone can watch them. And I think that's why I've been so blessed with like having like such great fans, is because people really don't, with my family, they don't really see the color, as they just see like someone they can relate to. And I just, it's a blessing to be that way. And so yeah, shows aren't like that anymore, which kind of sucks, but there's still a handful of good shows out there. Baby Daddy.
Baby Daddy. Season finale tonight.
Oh
Baby
yeah,
Daddy.
that's right. Yeah.
Well, do that little plug.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, so what do you have like a really fond memory from working on Smart Guy? Like something that really just you love telling the story. Fans maybe don't know.
Actually, yeah, my mom is a go-getter, so she anything that needs to be done, like she can get it done.
Yeah.
Just because she's well respected and she knows what should be done and what should take place. So, when I was on, not a lot of people, I don't even think I've told anyone this. When I was doing Smart Guy, I had a tutor while I was on set.
Yeah.
But my mom was like, no, like we need you to have like a PE time too. So, and this doesn't happen. So I would have like a karate instructor come, hip hop dancer, tap dancing teacher, and like for a couple days during the week, like as a part of like like my school time, I would be active and doing karate or what I mean, or tap dancing or dance rehearsal like on set. So that's probably my most fond memory. It was really cool because I knew I wouldn't always be trapped in the schoolroom the whole time. And I had really cool tutors who we'd do like lot tours as a part of school. I lucked out with a great tutor because he wasn't fond of like busy work, so we would do a lot of experiments and stuff, not like that required like fill out this worksheet. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
not the basic stuff.
Yeah, we did do those things, but like it was mixed.
Trying
So
not to get him in trouble right now.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Oh, really?
Fired.
Yeah.
Fired.
I won't say the
Don't
name.
say his name.
No names, no
That's
names.
fine. Your mom knows
I got
who
all-
he is,
I
though.
got
Right,
all
your
my-
mom knows who
No, she knows though. She was like, "It's cool. Did y'all do work today?" I'm like, "Nope."
Did you? What did you? Was karate something that you did for a while? What did you?
I
get a
did
belt in it?
karate. I did. I went up to like green belt, and I was like, I'll do something else now. But I was good at it. But it's something I did when I was little, just to stay active. Yeah.
So no kids were really messing with you then if you were a green
Oh,
belt.
no, no,
you,
no,
you
no.
were like, you were
No,
like, I can take you down. But
Yeah, no, I never had that problem, like jealousy, kids wanting to beat me up or anything. It was just like a jealousy of like, I want to be an actor too. Why does he get to be an actor? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But yeah, karate was fun. I was a huge fan of Three Ninjas, so I just
Oh, yeah.
Nobody knows that movie.
yeah, like I just wanted to do karate so I could be like those
Tum
kids.
Tum.
Tum Tum, yeah.
Tum Tum.
Did any of your older castmates ever use you to pick up girls since you were the young, cute little
yeah. I feel like they kind of did without me knowing, maybe.
You were the
Now that I
accessory.
think about it, yeah, like, isn't he cute? So, did you want to get out? Like, and I'm just like, what? Yeah, I don't have any like specific instances, but now that I think about it, that probably happened every now and then.
And from there, you moved on to a lot more credits. You had from Kim Possible, the
Yeah.
animated series,
Yeah.
Are We Done Yet, the movie, Desperate Housewives, and you worked with your sisters again on 17 again,
Right,
and
yeah.
also
The Game.
The Game.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part about working with family? Because it
Just-
seems like you guys work together a lot.
Just how natural it feels, and you feed off of each other, and it's just cool because being in an acting family, like every once in a while, it's nice to like actually be in a scene with, might as well. You're both
Yeah.
actors, you know what I mean? So it's just fun, and like the fans love it. So hopefully in the near future we'll figure out a cool a cool project to do together again. Probably a movie, but yeah. So that's something I've always wanted to do and keep doing.
Yeah.
We all love it, and we just laugh, and it's just fun. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys seem really close. I
Yeah.
love watching you guys. You know, you seem like a really genuine family
Yeah,
with each other, so that's cool. Now, you mentioned that you took a little break from acting
Yeah.
and started going to school, and I
Yeah.
know that you went and played football at University of Savannah. So-
Right. So in high school, my ninth grade year, I was still acting. So I did like Disney Channel original movies like all throughout that, while still running track and playing football. So I was very busy and never really at school unless it was like a sporting season. So I was like, okay, I think I want to take a break and just like be a high school student because I don't want to like miss out.
And that was your choice.
Oh yeah.
specifically.
I'm like, this is probably like I'm really into football right now. So this is what I'm gonna do. And the only thing I kept doing was Kim Possible, just because it's an animated and it's
Yeah.
easy. It doesn't require you to be on camera. You can go in your boxers if you want. And, like,
That's a nice job.
And not do your hair. But so yeah, I was like, I'll do that. Like that's easy. But and not to mention it was a great cartoon. So I did that for 4 years during the high school time. But yeah, so for 3 years, 10th through 12th, I just was like gonna play football. Ended up getting a D1 scholarship. Like that's cool. So
Very nice.
yeah, so I played football all growing up. So I was like, okay, yeah, like this is what I'm gonna do now. So I got a scholarship to Savannah State, and then went to Wyoming for a little bit after that, and then came back, and I was like, I think I kind of miss acting. Like that's my passion. So I think I had to do that to sort of realize, what my true love was, and that's like being an entertainer and acting, making people laugh. Yeah, I missed it, and I had to come back. And it's cool to say, like, I don't really think about it a lot, but whenever it's asked, when I'm in an interview and someone asks, it always reminds me, like, wow, that is pretty cool. Like, I'm not even that tall, and I got a football scholarship.
no, that's
like,
a music
and I'm an
connection.
actor, like,
Yeah.
which was very funny in games because it made them go after me even more.
Yeah, I
because
was
they're
gonna
like,
ask that.
oh, a little actor, like, and he's fast, like, oh, I'm gonna get him. So I'm just like, great. Now, like, the whole team is after me. But then the respect value went up too, because they're like, wow, this kid's
Wait,
like
he's
an
actually
actor, and
talented.
like, he's had 200 yards on us.
Yeah.
So like, I'm like, you're welcome. You know what I mean? So, but then that made me play harder too. So it was like, it was cool. I'm glad I have that in my life that I did and that I accomplished.
So you always knew that continuing your education was something that was always a goal.
Yeah. And for a time, I was like, I'm not gonna act anymore until I realized I missed it. But yeah, school is definitely important. After I stopped playing football, I went to Pepperdine for a little bit. I mean, technically, I'm a dropout, but at least I'm working, so it's like okay. But I am planning on finishing at some point. Maybe take a break in the not near future, but in the future sometime. You can go to school anytime,
Right.
like, so I'll just go like when I'm like 50 or something.
You're doing fine right now.
Yeah.
I think you're
I'm
allowed
good.
the break. Yeah, I think the
I
break's
just
okay.
want to like do everything. So I want to get everything done, like, so I'll be like okay, like in every aspect, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just something. It's just how we were raised, like, and education was always very important. I'm just not that good at it, so I have to like. Really
See,
try
it doesn't sound like it. You can memorize
did well in
everything.
high
You probably got straight A's.
Yes.
I think you're an ideal student. You play
Right.
football. I'm the slacker in this room, actually.
A little bit of an underachiever.
Yeah, a little bit of an underachiever over here. Okay.
And you're also a dancer as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
on top of
Dancer.
everything else that you've
Yeah,
done. And you
I-
worked with some pretty big names.
Yeah.
Who are some of your favorite?
So, oh man.
Did we get you flustered?
Yeah, what's
I've done well, it's just I forget. So when I'm very humble, so I don't like talking. Like the worst question a fan can ask me is like, "What do I know you from?" And it's, like that's just so awkward for me to like go through
Your
my
resume.
resume
Right.
with like I don't like I'm from something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you do know me though. But
Maybe Instagram?
Yeah, maybe Instagram.
I work at the mall.
The popular page?
Yeah.
I don't don't know. Like, I don't know. No. I was in a Prince video. I did a Mariah Carey video. Did a Michael Jackson video. I didn't dance in the Michael video. That would have been cool. But I do have an autographed picture from him, so that's
Oh, man,
really
that's
cool.
nice.
And it's like kind of faded, but you can like still see that it's like to Tahj. So I'm like, that better not fade like ever. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm a huge Michael fan.
Was that probably your favorite?
Oh yeah.
video?
Oh, without a doubt. He wasn't even there, and it's still my favorite. Like I didn't even meet him.
But it's just
Yeah.
the memory
Memory
of.
that-
But like
were
in
there.
my head, I know Michael Jackson. Like that's the homie. Like you know what I mean? But no, Prince was awesome. Mariah was great.
Did Prince talk to you? Like, because everybody
you
says
I
Prince
was-
doesn't talk.
I was
I'm a
very-
huge
huge
Prince
Prince
fan.
fan.
Yeah, I'm
I
a
was
huge Prince fan.
very
So.
young, so I did meet Mariah and Prince, but I don't remember the conversation
Okay.
But I do remember Mariah asked my mom if she could take me home, because I was so little and cute. So that's something that will always stay with me.
That's I mean, Mariah Carey. That's a huge thing.
Yeah.
Could have been
So
the third adopted son.
The third adopted son. That's right. Now, you also didn't you dance on the Academy Awards with Debbie Allen? I read
yeah,
something
I
about that
grew
too.
up dancing with Debbie Allen.
You know.
Jeez,
Oh, you grew up dancing with
You
Debbie
guys are
Allen.
nuts. Oh man.
You were pulling up all your
well,
past
I
stuff.
know, I've done a
You're like,
lot.
I forgot about
It's
that.
pretty cool. No, yeah, I grew up dancing with Debbie Allen. So, back in the day, the Oscars used to pay tribute to the big animated movie that year.
Yeah.
So I was a part of Aladdin and Lion King the year after. I think Lion King was after Aladdin. So those 2 years, and Wade was in it. You know, Wade Robson.
Yeah.
Did 1 year with Marcus Houston. Yeah, it was really fun, and you know, Debbie Allen, that's actually dance. So I've done a lot of different styles of dance, so that's cool. Yeah.
Now, you work with Michael, and you mentioned Wade. There's obviously Michael. We just celebrated his birthday.
Yeah.
And his family, and his name has been in the headlines a lot with
Right.
Wade. What are your feelings on some of the accusations that Wade has said about
I just
Michael?
feel like it. I mean, he's gone. Like,
Yeah.
just like leave it alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like he's such a great entertainer and was
Yeah.
such a beautiful person. Like, we all have those things that maybe we've done that aren't right, but no one can judge. We
Yeah.
don't know for sure. You know what I mean? So just like, stop. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, let him go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just pop in Thriller. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
listen to that.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Let
I
that
don't
soothe
know.
you over.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
I'll
and
go
on
with
top
that.
of a dancer, you're also a little bit of a singer.
Singer.
I
You've done some YouTube covers.
I have. Yeah, I haven't done any in a while just because I've been really busy, and I hear it every day from the fans. Like, they're like, come on, put another cover up. I'm like, ah. But,
Well, why don't you
What-
give them
what's
a
Why
that?
don't you,
Right
why
now.
don't you give us a little
Oh my
sample? Because I really
God.
enjoy
Speaking of YouTube,
I enjoy
Rolling in the Deep and Your
Great,
Ordinary
and
Ordinary People by John Legend. You killed it.
Come
and
on.
Your Human Nature.
Oh
I'm going to throw
my
that in there too.
God.
So we gave you some options to sing, so you don't even have to think about which song to pick.
Or whatever's in your car right now.
whatever's
that
in
you're
your
like
car.
super into.
I'm really obsessed with Lord. Have you heard of
Oh,
it?
yeah,
Royals?
yeah.
Yeah, Royal.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll sing some.
Oh my God,
Maybe.
please
Let's-
do.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
go.
You got the pilot mic.
I haven't even warmed up or
You're
anything.
talking. You're warm.
Okay,
The
fine.
perfectionist. he
Something
is.
tells me you'll be fine.
Yeah, okay. I'm like sitting down too. Okay. I've never seen a diamond in the flesh. I cut my teeth on wedding rings in the movies, and I'm not proud of my address. In the torn up town, no postcode envy, but every song is like gold teeth, gray goose dripping in a bathroom, bloodstains, ball gowns, trash in the hotel room. We don't care. We're driving Cadillacs in our dreams. Crystal Maybach, diamonds on your timepiece, jet planes, islands, tigers on a gold leash. We don't care. We aren't caught up in your love affair, and we'll never be royals. It don't run in our blood. That kind of luck's just ain't for us. We crave a different kind of buzz. Let me be your ruler. You can call me Queen P, and baby I'll rule. and let me live that fantasy. Oh, oh, oh. I messed up on that last note.
Wow.
Sorry.
If that's not warmed up and that's what you sound like,
Wait,
Oh
low
my
key,
God.
that was everything.
that was
That
I mean,
everything right
yeah,
there.
yeah. I mean,
Oh my God.
you killed it,
Thank you.
All right, well.
There we go.
and that's not warmed up.
Right,
Yeah, cheers to you. I wish I had some alcohol right now.
Thanks, guys.
Wow, that was,
And I
that
definitely hear a little influence of Michael
I hear
Jackson.
the
Yeah,
MJ.
okay, I
Yeah, you
listen
got
to
the
him a
MJ.
lot.
And
Yeah.
I saw something that you said that I know you released a single, right?
Yeah,
And-
well, it wasn't my single. This huge Asian pop rock group found out that I was, doing covers and all that, and they were fans, so they just wanted me to be on a song with them with Flo Rida.
With Flo Rida,
and
yeah.
I'm like, okay, like this is awesome.
know.
Like, sure, why not?
Yeah, because they were planning on coming into the States to sort of release some stuff. So yeah, that was a single I did with them, which is nothing like what I plan on doing at all. But it was fun, and I got to dance, so it was
Cool.
awesome. And I got to meet Flo Rida. That was cool.
But I saw something that you said that your sound, you want to bring back a Michael Jackson type of sound for an album that you.
Well,
would
yeah,
do.
not in a sense of. I don't want people to get confused, but I don't want it to sound like Michael. When I say that, I mean like he had his own genre that was appealing to multiple fans of different genres.
Yeah.
So whether it was with what he was saying or just the instruments he used. So I want to create a sound
The
for
essence.
me
The essence, yeah.
that can appeal to not just one genre. And I don't want to because I could have came out with multiple albums by now from multiple labels, because that's what happens when people find out you can sing. But I just want to make sure it's something that I want to do, and not like, I don't want to sound like Chris Brown, or one label was like, we want to make him Ray J, and I'm like, no.
Let's shoot a little higher.
No, I
No,
would
I'm good.
no. Maybe next time I'll come
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
So it's just, labels are funny. So it's just I'll probably end up just when in the future, I can't say if it'll be on a label or if it'll be independent, but I just want to make sure it's something that is true to me and what I want to do, because
Yeah.
I feel like that's what makes music so awesome, for me at least, because I spend half of my life pretending, acting,
Yeah.
playing different characters, whereas music, I can just be me and like make music that is an essence of me and what I like in music. And I listen to so many different genres, so I'd like to sort of create a sound that meshes them all together, that in layman's terms, black and white people will listen
Right,
to. You know
yeah.
what I mean? So yeah.
Do you already have songs written for the?
No,
Yeah,
I've
probably.
recorded a lot. Like, before I started working on the show I'm working on now, I was in the studio a lot, because that's what I was focused on. And then I, found out about Baby Daddy. I'm like, okay, no, I miss sitcom. I want to do this now. So they're old songs that I've done that are nowhere near. I get over things like really quick. So like, I'm just like, ugh, like, go away. Like, that sounds horrible. Even though they're great songs, but I'm in a different place
But do
now
you
in my
write them?
life.
Write them
Yeah, I was
yourself?
gonna
Yeah,
say.
yeah. I co-write.
You're such a perfectionist.
I was gonna
It
say,
takes
when
Yeah.
you're being a
Yeah.
perfectionist, will you write your
I
whole
like
album?
I like
Yeah.
having someone there when I like another writer, because I don't trust myself fully enough yet to
Right.
do like a full project on my own, everything, because I mean, I would want help. You know what I mean? Like, from people who have done it before.
If you
So,
could work with any producer, who would you work with for your?
Sorry. If I could work with any, that's a good question. Wow. I don't know.
There's so many now.
There's
that-
so many. I'd actually probably look into, like, I love Mark Ronson, so maybe
yeah.
like
It's unbelievable.
maybe I love that sound, that live sound, and then I'd probably like mix it up with like maybe some like DJs, like that perform at Hardfest and stuff like that, just to, because I love like beat changes and just like give it that sort of like electronic vibe underneath the Mark Ronson soul
Mm-hmm.
music. So
Yeah.
mix the two together probably.
Yeah, Mark's great with embracing like that old
Yeah.
sound with like the current sound.
Yeah, but it'll definitely, whoever I do work with, I'm definitely a for me, I would always want to work with one person for an album, just so the album sounds cohesive.
Yeah.
And not like, and I appreciate when artists do that when they get, 12 different producers. I appreciate it. They're trying to give
A little bit of something
a
to
little,
everybody.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
but for me, I'm really focused on like creating that sound that's different from everyone. So I want to make sure the whole album's like that. Yeah.
Well, we look forward to hearing that.
Oh, cool.
We're
Thanks.
very
For real.
excited.
Come back to BHL. You can play it here.
Yeah,
We're doing
play
listening
here
lounge for the
sure.
fans.
Yeah,
And hopefully we've sparked your interest in doing more YouTube videos.
I know. I
Exactly.
probably
Get
should.
back to it.
Get
I
your
I actually
probably
have a
should
couple
do-
requests for you. as
Yeah.
well.
Okay. Cool.
I want you to do some Prince covers.
Oh no! I'm gonna have to warm up for those.
Now you are currently on ABC Family's Baby's Daddy.
Yeah.
You guys are doing great. Tonight's the season finale.
Tonight is the season 2 finale. Yeah.
And you play a character by the name of Tucker.
Tucker Dobbs. Yeah.
And congratulations, you guys just are renewed
Yeah.
for season 3. And
Yeah,
you're filming
we're
that
filming
now.
season 3. Yeah, we're probably a fourth of the way in of season 3. So yeah.
What's your favorite part about playing Tucker?
My favorite part about playing Tucker is he has so many layers to him, and he's just a character. So it's my first time really sort of jumping out of myself completely and like becoming this character that is Tucker, because he's so ridiculous and so crazy that it requires you to like, in a sense, go there for some of the jokes, because if you don't, you'll just look stupid. So, and it's great fun. It's great fun. It's almost like being in a, like an acting class when you're, saying these lines off the top of your head, because they let us play a lot. So sometimes I'll just like add stuff that I want to here and there, and they're very lenient about that, which is cool. But he's just a fun character, and I've jumped out of myself, but then put some aspects of myself into him to give him even more layers, because he's very, he's doesn't think before he speaks at all, so he's very sort of, he can be kind of a douchebag, he's kind of an asshole sometimes. He just says what's on his mind, and he has no filter at all. He's very sarcastic. And, I guess I can be sarcastic too, but not really in a mean way, I don't think. And Tucker can be kind of mean sometimes.
A little bit.
But he's also very lovable. And he's like an onion. There's always something else you're finding out. So I've added this thing with him where, Tucker's got a little bit of ghetto in him. So every now and then I'll say a line like really hood, which is hilarious because Tucker's like, he's dressed in this like really nice shirt, and he's very very proper and classy, and like sometimes he'll just say something really hood, and the fans love it. And I get notes now from the producers to tell me to like
Do that hood thing.
yeah,
do
they'll be
that
like,
Right.
can you make that a little bit more street? And I'm like, I would love to. Thank you. Action. So yeah, no, he's just fun. He's the most fun character I've ever played. So yeah.
And since he's so different from what you played before, how do you prep for that character? I mean, what do you have something in mind that you, or an image of someone?
I just make him. I just sort of created it using. I grew up watching Jim Carrey, so I throw a little bit of that in. I think Tucker and what's the guy's name from New Girl?
Oh, yeah, I know you're talking about. I can't think of his name right now.
Oh my God, what is his name?
I forget. You know what I'm talking about, the
Yes.
character on the show.
Yeah.
I feel like him and Tucker are the same person, just in different shows. So yeah, I take a little bit of that and throw the little hood in there, and it makes Tucker, and like just always be reacting. He's always listening and just like rolling his eyes at something. So that's always fun, and it gives me a chance to say like things that I would never say to someone in real life. So I'm like, this is kind of fun. Like, it's kind of fun playing a douchebag sometimes. Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I have so much fun with him. He's awesome.
Were you able to just give yourself that permission as an actor immediately? Did you work with a coach to bring
No,
that
yeah,
out of you,
I
or
just
you were
sort
just
of,
like, I
yeah,
can go
and
there
I
with
think
this?
I give a lot of the credit to our stylists of the show too, because they actually helped me whether they know it or not, they've actually helped me sort of make Tucker who he is. Because,
Really?
you know, from the outside, he's this very well put together, manicured guy. But, you know, at the core, he's very sarcastic and has a lot of issues. Like, so yeah, that sort of helped me from the out, like how to portray myself and, you know, what you're wearing. Costume in film and television is very important.
Yeah.
So yeah, they helped me out a lot with that.
And now you were recently nominated for a Teen Choice Award.
I was, yeah, which was
for
really cool.
for male scene stiller.
Yeah.
For Baby Daddy, that's a huge thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was cool. I was really it was really cool to get nominated for that category, because I remember last year when I was at the Teen Choice Awards, I was like, oh, they have a scene stealing category? Like,
I want that.
I want
that's me. Like, that's what I do. Like, that's what I try to do at least. I'm like, oh, you're in this? I'm going to steal it. You know what I mean? Like, but that's just how I grew up. My mom was always like, you know, any scene you're in, you know, try to steal it and make people want to look at you in that
Yeah.
scene. And it's really hard on our show because everyone is so good. Especially Melissa. She gives me a run for my money every single day. But yeah, so that was a really cool category to be in. And I was actually nominated up against the guy from The New Girl.
The New Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't win, unfortunately, but there's always next year.
Hey, just to be nominated.
Now you're
that's
just gonna-
huge.
Yeah,
overdo
and I
yourself.
met like Demi Lovato, so that was cool.
Oh, you have
Yeah.
a little
She, like-
thing for Demi?
No, I just love her. Like, she's just like where she's come from and like
yeah.
her voice, and she's just like a great role model. I
Yeah,
feel like, and she did a
inspiration.
complete turn.
Yeah, she
and,
did.
She's the nicest person ever, and I'm a huge Sandra Bullock fan, and she was like at the Teen Choice Awards, so I'm like, this is awesome.
You're like, I got a nomination. I'm
yeah,
next to Demi.
yeah, it's
the
really
ladies.
cool.
Sandra.
They sell beer here.
They
This
sell
is
beer.
awesome. You know what I mean? Like, this is a great day.
Well, you've had such a long career. We've seen you grow up on television. I mean, and to know now that you even took a time out where you went to college, you had a normal life,
Yeah.
and you came back on a hit show. How does it feel to like have that recognition that fans still love you and love your work? And how, I mean, that's such a huge accomplishment that a lot of actors don't get.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool, and it's a blessing. And like I said, I've grown up to be so humble that I rarely think about it. But when I do, I'm just like, wow, like that really is a blessing. Like, I've been doing this for a really long time and managed to stay somewhat normal. So like, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's great, and it's just the love that my fans in particular have are just it's amazing. Like, I feel like the show could be horrible and they'd still support. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So that means a lot. And you know, anything I'm working on, they're hardcore fan. Like when I was doing
Yeah.
my music, they were hardcore fans of that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm just happy to be able to. I think it was a time where I was like, okay, I feel like I've been gone for a little bit too long from like, you know, the sitcom and the TV world. So maybe I should put my focus more towards this to give them something else that they can watch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because it was a couple of years. It was a few years. You know what I mean? That I had been on, you know, a show. So you know, of course they saw the movies and the TV movies and all that and the cartoons, but I feel like I needed to give them another show that they could watch.
Yeah.
So and they love it, which is awesome.
Is
So-
there a specific role out there that you haven't kind of done, a character they haven't played that you want?
Well, yeah, definitely my next. I've been doing comedy my whole life, so and you know, I'm a grown man now, so I feel like it. Obviously, there's people gonna say things, but you know, I'm ready to get into the more adult sort of film world, dramatic drama world, and you know, I'm not afraid to play a drug addict. You know what I mean? Like, this is acting, so like, you know, give me a break. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, and that's what makes it fun. I'm all about a challenge. So I've been doing, you know, funny stuff my whole life, so I'm ready to sort of, you know, dive into, you know, during the breaks from Baby Daddy, probably get into more of the film world.
And
So
did you think you had to kind of work a little extra harder, being that, you know, you started so young, to kind of break the mold of people looking at you as, I'm not 11 anymore?
Well, I think that's why it was also good when I left for a little
Right.
bit, because it gave them a chance to sort of like miss me in a sense,
Yeah.
and like be expected that I was gonna be grown up once I came back.
Mhm.
So and then it also helps, you know, the roles you pick. to get pigeonholed into
Right.
like a certain sort of role, like which some people get caught up in. So it's just about patience and sort of. And my mom's my manager, so she's like the best at this. So all the thanks in the world to her. So but yeah, you just gotta be smart about it. And I was gone for a little bit, and I came back, and everyone's excited. So it's like, oh, he's grown up. This is awesome. So but yeah.
And I know you do a lot of stuff for your fans. Have you had any crazy fan encounters or like some, someone at your door that you're like, wait a minute, you're not supposed to be here?
Not at my door. I've had like people like, that hug a little too hard, and you're just like, can you help me? Can you help me? No, I think, yeah, no, they're not too crazy. I mean, obviously I've had crazy moments,
Yeah.
but one of the more awkward moments that happens all the time, and I just wish they would just come up and say hi, because it makes it so awkward if they don't. Like when you're out and about doing errands or something,
Yeah.
and then you just check your Twitter, and like every place that you were at, someone's like, just saw Tahj, and I'm like, this is so creepy. Like, I feel like,
yeah,
like
that's true.
just tell me you saw me, like, so I'm not like. And then sometimes I'll like recognize who it was. I'm like, I did see this person there, and I'm like, they knew who I was, like, and you know what I mean? Like, I'm a nice dude. Like, just come up to me, because it's scary sometimes. I'm like, gotta watch out
Where were they?
Yeah. I'm like,
They
there
were
was no one
following
in the
me.
store. Where were they? They were hiding behind the movie section. I don't know.
That is a little creepy.
Yeah, so it happens all the time, and or I hate the new Instagram, because it has this photos of you part of it, and it's so annoying because I'm seeing all these photos that I've taken, like, out and about, where, like, my eye was closed, or, like, I just woke up, or
Right.
didn't have my coffee yet, or my hair looks retarded, and, like, I'm just like, oh, fan, like, cool, this won't show up anywhere except for their feed, but now it's on my Instagram, so, like, anyone could see it, so I'm
Yeah.
just like, no, or, like, oh, man, like, so... Damn you, Instagram.
Damn Instagram and social media.
Yeah. No, but I love it. I'm that dude that, please just come up and talk to me. I love that. I'll stop what I'm doing and, say hello.
And you say that now you're going to be bum rushed by
I know,
all these.
right?
Everybody.
No, I'm very good about that. They're the reason why you're an actor. So,
That's true.
like, they keep you going. So, of course, I'm going to take the time out and say hello.
And that's great because I think a lot of people forget that.
Yeah.
I'm sure we've
Yeah,
seen that.
which
so.
is, I've had one of the best times ever at the Lone Ranger premiere, because it was the longest red carpet of my entire life. It was like a mile long, and it was like burning up outside. But they had, the camera section, they had the press section, and then they just had like a really long fan section that you walked through, and it gave you a chance to, like, touch your fans and give them a hug and do they love the selfies now, so, like, they love that. But that was just really cool, because it's just another chance, a way for me to give back, and, it's like, thanks for watching the show, and I'm a normal dude, too, like, I'll give you a hug, like, you know what I mean? It's fine. So, yeah.
And tonight's your season finale for Baby Daddy.
Yeah.
I know you can't give us too much, but can you give us a glimpse of
Oh, no,
what
yeah,
we can expect, or what fans can expect?
A lot of the show is this whole love triangle drama between Riley, Ben, and Danny. So with this finale, that sort of comes to, like, some closure. So we get to find out, what side she goes to, what's going to happen, or is anything going to happen. There's just some closure to that. People have been asking all the time if we were ever going to see the baby mama. So we do tonight, and she comes hard. So it's just a really, it's a very, it's cool. It's a cool episode because it's equally funny as much as it is sort of dramatic, and there's like a cliffhanger at the end, which will make you even more excited for season 3. And then we already are doing season 3, so you don't have to worry about if we'll be back or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's going to be a really fun episode for people to watch. And, Tucker's doing his Tuckerisms and his shenanigans. Like, that's become like a hashtag on Twitter now, Tuckerisms.
Tucker.
Yeah, him and Bonnie team up to sort of try to get something done through the baby mama that needs to be done. part of the drama, and you just gotta watch to find out. And the first episode of season 3 picks up like right where this one ends off. So yeah, it's good.
And I saw that you said it, I think in an interview, that your best form of birth control has been your sister's
Oh,
sons.
without a doubt.
So I'm assuming there's not going to be any baby daddy
Oh,
in your
hell
future
no.
anytime soon.
Hell no.
He gives the hell no.
I could barely take care of myself. Like, no. Oh my gosh. Like, I was over Tia's house last week, and I'm like, I'm gonna go over here, play with my nephew, and he kept dragging me outside, and it was like 100 degrees. So I'm like, oh, can't we just stay inside? And he's like taking me on the swings, playing basketball, and I'm like, all right, Tia, I think I'm gonna go. And it's been like 10 minutes, and I'm like sweating and just really tired. But that's the best thing about being an uncle. You can play with them for a day and then
pass
just
them back.
pass them back. But no, I do change. I'll change a diaper and all that. It's just I'm nowhere near ready for that at all. At all. No.
What word would you use to define your career?
Consistent. I feel.
That's
Yeah.
that's a good word.
Consistent. I feel like I've constantly been working, and have been blessed to be able to leave and come back. You know what I mean? Which I feel like that doesn't happen that much. So yeah, I think that's a good question.
And then what can we expect outside of Baby Daddy that you're working on that fans can see you?
Well, more Baby Daddy for sure, and then definitely music. Probably between season 3 and God willing season 4 will be maybe a longer break than the break between season 2 and 3 were. So I'll be able to sort of like dive into some studio time because I don't want to like rush it. So yeah, definitely that, and definitely more film stuff. So yeah, gotta do it all.
And I want to start a hashtag today, Tahj Lovato. Let's do it. Get a duet going.
Let's get it going.
Yeah.
Now
That'd be awesome.
we're going to conclude the interview, but we have a couple of fun questions that we want to ask you.
Okay,
just
cool.
so because
I
a
love
lot of
fun
fans want to know these things. Okay, your all-time favorite actor.
All-time favorite actor. Wow. Oh, jeez, that's all time.
Or it could even be someone that when their movie's on, you can't miss it. You got to watch it
It's
again.
probably Will Smith, just
Okay.
because also his career's been nonstop
Oh,
and
it's
just
crazy. Yeah.
steadily climbing. And like I don't know how anyone could climb like more after like Independence Day. You know what I mean? But like he just keeps doing
Yeah.
it. So and then I see sort of he did TV.
Yeah.
And he, branched off into like this only film now,
Yeah.
and that's one of
Huge.
my goals is to, I never want to fully leave television, but I want to be able to, do a show if I feel like I want to do TV. Like, okay, this is TV time, but I just love doing film so much. Definitely just want to start doing more of that. And then I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt for now, as far as someone closer to my age.
Yeah.
His career is just
He's had a
started
great
from
career.
Third Rock from the Sun,
And he
now
has interesting roles that he picks as well.
he's just
so,
super. Like
yeah.
he can play like a nerdy guy in one role, and then he's like in, what's the one with the brain?
Inception.
Yeah.
And he's like shooting like
Yeah.
the biggest gun ever, and I'm like, I just saw you wearing
Yeah.
glasses and you were skinny.
Yeah.
Like I'm confused.
Yeah.
But he's amazing.
He is.
So
So those
yeah,
two.
those two for sure. Yeah.
Worst date you ever went on?
Oh man. Oh, whew. Worst date I ever been on. She got way too trash and fell asleep in the movie theater of a movie I really wanted to see. So I had to take care of that. That was the worst.
That was the worst.
ever.
Um,
Oh man.
Who would win a twerking battle, Miley Cyrus or Beyonce?
I don't even know what kind of question.
Wait.
Listen, everybody says right now that Miley Cyrus is the #1 twerker, so gotta
I
ask.
feel
That's why
I don't-
Beyonce don't be twerking on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the Miley. So, but I feel like Beyonce wouldn't even entertain like twerking
Yeah.
unless it was like a joke. but she wouldn't like make her whole performance revolve around twerking.
Twerking, right.
Because she's like way too classy for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But Miley, that's her thing. And I sort of like this. I didn't really like her performance at the VMAs, but I like her. I like the image that
Yeah.
she's letting people know, hey, I'm a grown up, and I can literally do what I want to do. Like, it's
Right.
allowed. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And you should be okay with that. So I completely agree with what she's saying. Just maybe not twerk all the time.
All the
maybe,
time.
you know.
Sometimes.
But yeah, I feel like that's just for that single. I feel like maybe the twerking thing will maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll
Just-
see.
We'll find out
Maybe.
when Bangers
Well, because her
hits.
next, I love that title.
Yeah.
Well, the new single is very different and it's very like chill.
The Wrecking Ball.
Yeah, and I
It's
like it.
really
So
good.
I'm like, okay, yeah, I feel like
It looks promising,
Yeah,
I guess, in
yeah.
certain regards.
I'm a
Or
fan.
not.
I'm a fan of.
twerking.
Or not.
I'm a fan of the Miley.
Your favorite item of clothing in your closet?
Oh wow. Favorite. I have a lot of clothes, so I had to break it up. I love like a good vintage T-shirt, like just that you could throw on anytime. But then I also love like, probably hats. Like, I can't pick one hat, but I just gotta. Cause some days I'm a snapback kind of guy. Some days I'm a fedora guy. Some days I'm a newsboy cap guy. So I feel like my favorite thing that I have are my hats, and I feel like they can like change an outfit, pretty easily.
They can flip it up.
Yeah.
Jesse, Courtney, you guys got anything?
Oh yeah, I got a couple.
Oh, cool.
You wanna
I have one
start?
question.
You go ahead.
The show The Real.
The real, yeah.
Other than your sister, who would be your favorite panelist on there?
Oh man, that's hard.
That's a. Okay. What
Oh.
personality you like?
I just love, I love Miss Bilo. Like she's like she's so New York. Like I love it.
No
And she
filter.
just no
No
filter.
filter.
But then Tamar's great. Her album is dope.
Really dope.
Like
Yes.
dope. I
Have
was
you
like,
noticed this week was all R&B albums?
I was like,
Yes.
what is happening?
Yay.
Yeah, John Legend's dope. But yeah, so probably, I don't know. They're all good. I can't pick. Don't make me pick. Oh no.
All right.
Now when I
You
go on the
already
show, they're
said
gonna be
you
like,
pick
oh
Adrian.
really?
Right. You
Right.
can't pick? All right, we got time for one more question.
Okay,
Courtney, what's your
mine
question?
is okay. So we obviously love your sisters Tia and Tamara,
Yeah.
and on their reality show, we're starting to see how their personalities have developed in their own way. And
Yeah.
we don't just see them as a unit anymore. Which one of them, personality-wise, is closest to your personality?
Oh, that's hard. I feel like I'm both of them. So, yeah, I can't pick one. I'm not more.
Not
than,
more one way
yeah,
than the
yeah.
other.
I feel like that's hard. I can't do that, and then I'll have to deal with them.
Right.
Talk to them later.
So I'm
What you
not
mean
even
you
gonna
said
end. Half and half.
Half and half. Split down the middle.
Split
Yeah.
down the
Now, where
middle.
can your fans find you on social media?
Twitter, Instagram, Vine. I think that's all of them. But TAHJ_MOWRY. And don't forget to watch the season finale on ABC Family tonight.
Tonight.
Season 2 finale, 8:30, 7:30 Central on ABC Family. Baby Daddy.
Jesse,
At DJ Jesse J.
Courtney,
At Stuart Starlet.
at Daryl Christian. Thank you guys for tuning in to Black Hollywood Live Portraits with our special guest, Tahj Mowry. Like he said, be sure to tune in to Baby Daddy tonight, the season finale, ABC Family. Can't wait to watch it, and we'll see you next week.
Taj Lovato hashtag.
Exactly.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, Dario Kristen, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network. If you have questions or comments, tweet us at BHL Online or email us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. For more exclusive content, visit blackhollywoodlive.com. This has been a presentation of the Black Hollywood Live Network.
Hollywood
Redefined.
redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.